Let me start by saying this. I didn't want any drama. All I wanted was to repaint my ranch house, a modest, beautiful two-story log cabin on 15 acres of rolling Texas hill country. It had been due for a facelift for years, and after retiring from a long career in commercial development, I finally had time to breathe and get around to it. So I hired a local crew, picked a beautiful deep forest green with matte black trim. It looked sharp, modern, and still blended into the landscape. But the day the first coat went up, she appeared. Karen Lively, president of the Sage Creek Estates HOA. She pulled up in her white Mercedes SUV, already recording video on her phone like she was about to star in a courtroom TV show. "Stop the painting immediately," she demanded, stepping out like she owned the road. "That color violates HOA Regulation 4.2. Exterior paint must be in the pre-approved beige or taupe spectrum." I calmly approached her. "Ma'am, this is my land. I'm not part of your HOA." Her nostrils flared like a bull facing a red flag. "This subdivision is under Sage Creek Estates jurisdiction. That includes all properties within the boundary grid. And according to our maps," she pulled out a highlighted printout, "your house falls inside our enforcement zone." I laughed. "You really should double-check your paperwork." Here's what Karen didn't know. 5 years earlier, I had quietly purchased a defunct real estate parcel that had been listed as undeveloped greenbelt next to my land. Turns out that parcel was the land the HOA built their office trailer and community clubhouse on. Yup, the lot they used for their central enforcement center was mine. I didn't just repaint my ranch. I literally owned the dirt Karen's office chair sat on. Back then, the sale had slipped through because the land had been subdivided weirdly in the 1990s, and the previous developer failed to properly consolidate the deeds. No one in the HOA had noticed the oversight, except me. And now, Karen was standing on my land shouting about paint colors. I didn't argue with her. I just smiled, walked inside, and made a phone call to my lawyer. The next day, a formal eviction notice was taped to the front door of the HOA clubhouse trailer. Karen thought it was a prank, until a county officer showed up and informed her that the lot she and her board had been operating out of for nearly a decade was privately owned, and her time there was up. The meltdown was glorious. Karen protested at the next HOA meeting in the parking lot, literally standing in folding chairs next to a U-Haul loaded with the HOA's files and office printer. She tried everything, called the county commissioner, tried to claim eminent domain, even staged a community rally. 5 people showed up, mostly for the donuts. But none of it worked. The best part? Since the HOA had operated on my land without lease or permission for years, my attorney filed for back rent under civil trespass and won. They owed me $132,000 in retroactive rent and penalties. Karen eventually stepped down, citing personal exhaustion. The HOA has since calmed down. A new board was elected, this time filled with reasonable folks who don't scream about color swatches. And my ranch, it's still forest green and beautiful and peaceful. Sometimes I sit on the porch and sip coffee while watching families walk past what used to be the HOA trailer. Now it's a community garden I let the neighborhood kids manage. No fines, no threats, just sunflowers and tomato vines. Funny how things work out when you read your deeds and own the land under their feet.